Hi everybody, it's Jamie. So today I just wanted to talk about what you actually have to do as a bride or a couple if we are planning your elopement. So you have to get your clothes, of course, like your dress and whatever you're gonna wear. And then when you get to town, you need to get your marriage license. That can be purchased at the Marriage Bureau, which is downtown. I do recommend doing that in advance and not waiting till the day of your wedding. Sometimes on weekends or busy times a year, there can be a line, but most normal days, you're not going to spend more than an hour in line. You can also pre-register online so that most of what you need is filled out, and then you just go and bring it that day. You both do need to bring a form of ID that is government issued. A lot of people that are coming from overseas are curious if their country will recognize the marriage ceremony and if they have to do anything special. And yes, the country will recognize the ceremony if it's performed here. And all you have to do is bring a government issued ID for the Marriage Bureau to process it. Besides that, if there's any props or anything that you want, we can acquire things for you and bring them for an extra fee. But if you want to bring your own champagne, to do a champagne toast or something like that, then you would need to bring it. A lot of people like to wear sunglasses. I always do recommend it if it's during the day, because sometimes the sun in Vegas can be really bright and harsh, and also the photos look cool with sunglasses. So that is something that you have to bring. I'm gonna start bringing a few pairs of sunglasses that I have for my weddings that I'm shooting. So maybe if you shoot with me, I'll have some if you need some, but I only have currently 2 pairs for women. So the groom would need some, or if you don't want to share what other people have worn, then bring your own. Sometimes if you're overseas and you want to bring something, but it's a little bit difficult to travel with, sometimes people want smoke bombs. As long as they are able to be used at your location, then you can have them shipped to me and I will bring them, or whoever's shooting the wedding will bring them. So that's something that you can organize with me. Besides that, it's mainly just transportation. I can help recommend transportation for you, but I do highly recommend that you have some form of transportation. The photographers and anybody working for Rock and Romance, they're not able to transport you around. You do have to have separate insurance to drive clients in your car, and none of us do carry that. So it is your responsibility to be transported from place to place. So if you are getting married at a chapel and then you want to go downtown, it is about a 7-minute car ride. You can get an Uber. It can take a little bit of time. It just depends on how much time you have. So most people do hire a driver, rent a car. You can hire a vintage car, or you can get just a regular limo or a Tesla or anything like that to transport you around. Some places, depending on where we're going, you might not need special transportation. If we're just going to one area, then we can walk around and you could get an Uber to pick you up and drop you off at the end. Certain places that are very far from town, like Dry Lake Bed, Desert, Nelson, Valley of Fire, you have to have transportation for those. They are too far from town for you to call or request an Uber. There's no service in some of those areas. So if you did take an Uber there, then you might get stuck and not have a ride back. So I highly recommend that you hire a driver or you have a rental car if you're going to any of those places that are far from town. And besides that, I mean, that's about it. We can make recommendations for a lot of stuff, but we will have the flowers typically delivered to your hotel. The hair and makeup team will come to your hotel, and the chapel will be paid for. We'll take care of the officiant. So you really just gotta get to Vegas, get your marriage license, and then just show up where you're supposed to be. It's very easy. Let me know if you have any questions.